I'm still not sold on moving the rim. But I get your point. I'm just not sold on moving the rim because I see the women with skills and they're developing more and more skills.
Or you find people with women with better genetics that can dunk.
Would it be the dunk that just makes it interesting?
I think it does.
We just acknowledged real quick. We just acknowledged that the NBA is like you and I agree that it's not as entertaining as maybe you thought before.
Well, and that's only because the game is shifted more to a fucking 3-point shootout. Like that shit is really not entertaining, bro. Like I'm not gonna hold you. You feel what I'm saying? It's not as entertaining where everybody just standing behind 3-point line just chucking threes. That in the paint action, that high flying action was what drew you to the NBA.
Yeah.
Now everybody's just cocking threes, so that's part of why you don't even watch it as much. That's probably part of why I don't even watch it as much. I don't find it as entertaining as I used to. But then when you get to the playoffs in a championship, now it's almost like football. Yeah. You got to be a good running team when you get that deep into the playoffs. You got to be able to get back to the basics. So when you start watching the playoffs, you see a lot of the basics. You see a lot of the paint action.
I don't mind watching the playoffs, deep in the playoffs, but I don't want to watch the whole gauntlet, the season they got to go through. That's too many games. So that's probably one of the main reasons why I don't watch it. But as far as the entertaining factor, I would have to agree. Like, for me, it's just not as entertaining.
So when you look at a women's game, women games are more fundamentally sound, for lack of a better phrase, because they have to lend on more fundamentals because they are less athletic for the most part. And they also, I put an ant that already knows I can't get to the top. Ain't no point in me trying to create, craft to get to the top. But now I have the ability to. That changes my whole offensive arsenal. That changes the entire game. So yeah, I think that really has the potential, bro, to make it more interesting. Again, bro, I sat and watched a women's dunk contest, bro. I think it was an 8-foot rim. It was stupid low rim. But that shit was entertaining as fuck. So I'm like, bro, if you bring some of that action to WNBA, bro, I guarantee you the viewership will go through the roof. Because now niggas is tuning in. Bro. Now you got an old girl coming from the paint. That's totally different, bro. That's totally different than because that's all you're getting. You getting semi-fundamentally sound layups.
So then now we got to start having pink rims in the parks. So the women
say that know. Then. Yeah. Say that then. The whole movement, bro.
You better not see a man playing on a pink rim.
Unless he like in 6th grade.
Yeah.
5th grade, and he trying, he sharpened his skills, and did he improve?
No. Men can't ever play on a pink rim.
I don't see why not. Rim. Well, it wouldn't be preferred. Just like a man is not preferred to dribble a woman's basketball just because it feels weird in your hand because it's so small. So yeah, but
how old? You gotta think about how old were kids when they started shooting on real rims, not the toy rims anymore, and they started shooting on real rims.
I would probably say like 4th, 5th grade.
So would this potentially make them
6th
better?
Grade?
Would it make them better having the girl rims? Having like in our theory, because if you have the WNBA with the 8-foot rims, you got to start having them in the parks and everything for the women to play.
I wonder. See, I don't know, because I see where you're going with that argument. Because mind you, going through high school and college, they're playing on men's rims, and then you go straight to the WNBA, and then now the rim is smaller. I guess. Well, I think eventually you would have to, because now, like, you would have to have college rims eventually match that height. Because I don't think you can go from college to unless that's just part of going from collegiate to professional.
I want to be more of a conservative with this, because I feel like once you start doing this, you open Pandora's box. And then now, just like football, now you're changing everything. Now everything is changing.
But hold on. Everything for something that's not entertaining for the masses. So obviously change might be good, because you've been doubling down on not changing and you've been getting squat. So maybe change is what is needed. And the total aversion to change is part of the reason why your product isn't growing at the speed I think it could. Because it's not a women's sport thing. It's not interesting, because that's not the key.
What if it's just marketing? They're not marketing it right. They're not putting it in our face.
Bro,
the right way.
Have you fucking watched the WNBA game?
No, I haven't.
It is not easy. It's not an easy watch.
It's that bad?
A lot of times it is. More times it is than it isn't.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that could potentially make it more interesting. That's all.
And then I wonder, like as far as entertaining in the NBA and stuff like that, and then I wonder I don't know if it has anything to do with anything, but now they do load management now for the players and stuff like that. Does that play a factor in any of this stuff? Like you got players doing load management.
What do you mean?
It's too many games.
Oh, it's definitely
Maybe that's what it is.
Well,
It's
I
just
don't
way
know
too many
if it's
games.
too many games, bro. Like I just think that's just the new age science shit. Obviously, the science says the less you play, the less chance of you being injured. So, all right, that's the science. I'm rock with that.
Right.
But I don't think the amount of games is, bro. For a high school player, it might be excessive. For a professional, when this is all you do, I don't think it's not football. You feel what I'm saying? Your muscles are tired and fatigued, but they're not beaten up and battered to that extent to where you can't recover and play to, especially with the amount of people on the team. So I don't think it's excessive. I don't think it's excessive. I mean, what do you cut it down? Like 50 games, 20 games?
I don't know. But that'd be the whole point. You got to figure out what makes sense. Like what it makes sense.
Because when did it become normal to acceptable to, hey, this is excessive?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think the game length has changed by 30, right? Like
the thing is, as we venture into talking about the NBA more, and I don't know much about it because I'm not really like
that's what I'm saying.
Invested too much in the NBA.
Now we talking football. I got you.
Yeah.
Basketball, not so much.
Yeah.
I don't watch as much basketball, bro.
And then even football, like I find myself even like going in and out, like falling asleep or waking up and falling asleep, waking up.
It depends on who's playing.
Right.
What time I woke up and the time of day. A lot of things play in the part. Because you're right. Because that 4:00 game, it's like my eyes are a little, especially if we got a game at 8.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? I don't play them. This game is meh. Well, give me a good power nap in now. So I can be dropping at 8 o'clock.
Back and forth. Yeah. So
but I don't know. This Sunday might not be the case, though. It's a lot of big games on this Sunday, though.
Yeah. Because I watched the Thursday game, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, this is boring.
Oh, I was out. I checked out of that game.
So the same thing could be said about bad football or teams that are not good in football.
Yeah.
2 teams playing each other, and we got them on a Thursday, and they're the only teams that's playing.
But the problem with that is, whether you watch 2%, 3%, whether you just have it playing in the background, you're still watching it.
You still got it on. You definitely have it on.
Because it's only here for 3 days, and then football season is over, and then you starving for it. It's not watered down like baseball or basketball, where you have so much of it where you can miss it and still catch more games.
I'm sure, and I wonder, the people who bet out there, because I'm not good at the betting, I don't know how the numbers go, but they bet on everything. They just care about, they don't even know the teams, a lot of them. They know how to bet. Do they bet on the women's basketball too?
I'm pretty sure they do.
And does women's basketball have like a fantasy women's basketball?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure they do.
So nobody knows. Like, well, not nobody, but we don't know.
That's a whole nother market that would probably love more people watching it and bet more.
So they got to push it if it's out there.
This is what I'm saying. You got to write your congressman. Lord of Rim. Hashtag Lord WNBA Rim. Hashtag women dunking. I'm telling you, bro. You got broads coming down in the paint, dunking 2 hands on broads. That is like extreme women's basketball. I am too. Think about, hold on. Women's football, I would watch if they weren't in bikinis because I would take it more seriously as football. Like, I'm mad that they have bikinis because I'd be wanting to watch. I'd be like, man, I ain't taking this shit serious, bro. But it's real close to being interesting, real close. You know why it's real close? Because even though the bottom half is bikinis, some of them still be hitting and some of them still be interesting. It's action going on, for lack of a better phrase. It's just not enough action, I think, in the women's basketball. I think that's what's missing.
I'm really biased because I'm a man. I only really want to watch the men compete when it comes to stuff like that.
And that's and
I'm
again, who is the consumer? Men.
Right.
Men is the consumer. So you need to make it more interesting.
Well, when it comes to the sports, and because when it comes to the regular television, the television is geared towards
but
women.
we're talking about sports.
Right.
Women ain't watching it because then it would at least be semi-popular if at least all women were watching it.
Yeah.
But you ain't even getting women.
And
women watching with men watching.
Yeah. They're the one watching TV.
Yeah. So again, you're marketing to men. So also accept that fact. And men will watch cars crash into a wall going in a circle.
Right.
But you can't get them to watch like WNBA.
Nah, they ain't
Like,
watching.
bro, put a couple accidents in the paint with somebody dunking on somebody, bro. I guarantee you'll get cats over there watching it. I'm telling you, man. That's what it is, bro. Accept the fact. Lower that motherfucking rim.